Hi, everyone. It is Apex Week, and we wanted to introduce a special guest on today's Rider Spotlight. We have Alex, the marketing director from Heuberger Subaru out of Colorado Springs. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning. How's it going, Samantha?
Oh, lovely. It's a beautiful fall day, and I imagine by the time we start the Apex on Thursday, we're going to see some nice temperatures, some golden aspens, and I am stoked. What about yourself?
Honestly, the thing that sticks out right there is cooler temperatures, hopefully, than we've had. I'm all about that. Let's hope that happens.
Absolutely. Now tell me, Alex, how did Heuberger Subaru get involved with the Apex in the first place?
Well, we heard the word mountain bikes and we were pretty much in. So that's how. We have a history of sponsoring events like this in Colorado Springs. We sponsored the Pikes Peak Marathon for a lot of years, the Triple Crown of Running, some other endurance athletic type events that happen around here. Spartan race, anything like that's kind of it's part of our culture. Internally, we have a lot of employees that are into all kinds of stuff like that, Colorado stuff, you might say. So anytime we have an opportunity like that, we're probably going to take a good look at it. And then also, it's just such an amazing event. It's about time Colorado Springs got a mountain bike race, down here. We really haven't had anything like this before. And it has the potential to be an amazing, for there to be amazing growth for the event. And it's just all over the place. It's great. You guys do a really good job of running the event. At least last year was amazing. And I'm sure with fewer COVID restrictions, it'll be even better this year. So it's kind of a no-brainer. Just super glad to be involved with it.
And we're super glad to have you involved with us. Now, you were also involved last year, and a lot of people probably didn't even realize. So we really wanted to spotlight it for this year. You've put together a Subaru support team to ride along.
Support riders, yep.
Yes. So can you tell us what the support riders are out there and where they're going to be and what they're going to be up to?
They're out there to make sure that you get a finish out of the race. So we're putting a few folks on each of the race stages, and they'll be riding their own bikes. They're not competing. They'll have number plates that say, I'm not sure what Mike has come up with, but it'll be something like support rider, Subaru support rider, whatever. And they will be in t-shirts that say Subaru support rider on them. And we will arm those guys with some spare parts, just stuff that typically is common to break on a mountain bike. Some of these stages are pretty long and you can be in some remote spots in certain areas. So it's good, you brought one spare tube, but you suddenly have another flat you didn't expect to. Hopefully our support riders will get you going again if you bust a chain link or break a valve core or whatever, like some basic type stuff like that they'll have on board. They'll have some first aid supplies. So if you end up going down and you're seeping vital fluids from your knees, hopefully they can give you a little assistance there too. And if it's just your spirit that's suffering, hopefully they can apply a little bit of mental salve to that and get you back out of the suffer cave and on the race course again too. So we're mainly there just to try to make everyone else's race great and just make it help everybody have a good experience. That's what it's all about.
I think that's an incredible asset that you're offering. I know that I've been out there and I've been in the middle of, say, the Mount Herman climb, and you're just gassed, and just seeing another face out there, someone who can just cheer you on just that little bit, just having someone alongside you can make all the difference in the world.
It can, and it's actually worth noting too, because we have had questions about this. You're not going to be disqualified if you accept aid from us. You're going to be everyone. We're offering this to everybody. Doesn't matter if they're a front of pack, back pack, whatever. It's equal support offered to everybody. So it's not as if we're giving you an advantage that someone else doesn't have. So you're not as special as you think, and you're not going to be disqualified just because. So yeah, you don't worry about that. If you need help, just let us know.
Do you have an estimate of how many support riders will be out at each stage? And are they going to kind of each maybe take a section or a sector so they're a little bit spread out?
Yeah, so well, what we're having to alter our plan this year, and it's kind of touch and go because the volunteer list is a little bit it's a little tricky this year. A lot of the folks that volunteered last year were from the Manitou Monsters mountain biking team here in town, and they actually have riders that go. They're a youth mountain biking team. They have riders that go to Coronado and Palmer High School as well. And then the coaches are involved. So those are normally who my support riders are, and you or who they were last year. And you will see a few of those folks Thursday in the Palmer Park stage. Then the rest of the stage, it's going to be some new volunteers. Some of them, I understand, might be actually just friends of you folks over at the Apex, and then a couple people at USA Cycling. And possibly SRAM. So there'll be, some local riders. You'll probably know the people that you see on the course if you are from the Springs at all. So it's just, they're other mountain bike riders, just like the people who are competing, only they're not competing.
Very cool. So lastly, before I let you go, Alex, tell us a little bit more about Heuberger Subaru and in addition to the Apex, the ways that you like to contribute to the community.
Well, one way we love contributing is doing stuff like this. We feel like the Springs has a ton to offer as far as outdoor recreation goes. It's kind of overlooked. We feel like we have just as much to offer as someplace like Boulder might, or somewhere up north. And it's nice to see what our local assets being highlighted and people getting to enjoy those. And we love getting involved because there's other organizations that mutually benefit, like Medicine Wheel, Trail Advocates, or, in some cases, REMFE or Trails and Open Spaces. So there's a great intersection between all these nonprofits that help us have great trails and outdoor spaces, and then organizations like yours that create these amazing events. And it's just a great symbiotic relationship, and we consider ourselves part of this whole atmosphere. Heuberger Subaru has been in business in the Springs since 1970. So been around a long time, and our owners have always highly valued community involvement, and pretty much every month there's one nonprofit or another that we are engaging with in some way. Try to do something year round if we can. It's been a little more tricky in the last couple of years because of COVID. So we're a little bit starved. I think we're all a little bit starved for, events and stuff like that we can go enjoy ourselves at. But even though that's not the case, or that has been the case, we've still tried to remain engaged as best we can. So we try to support local community. It's one of the most important aspects of our business, and even the Subaru brand. We have something called the Love Promise, and we do a lot of things in our community, not simply because it's profitable or makes sense business-wise, but because it just helps the community be better. And we definitely all want our community to be better. So why wouldn't we want to be on board with that?
That's a wonderful, wonderful core value to have. And we're so happy to have you as part of our Pikes Peak Apex family. And as you said, I'm looking forward to celebrating mountain bikes with the community coming up at the end of this week, because it has been such a long time. So thank you for
being bikes.
Yay bikes. And thank you for
we're
your
glad,
time this
we're glad
morning.
Thank you.